Welcome to Unscripted with
Aditi.
and Haley, where we take you behind the scenes of our acting journeys.
And today we're going to be going into, our acting process, what we do to get into character, everything acting process craft related. So yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the main question. What is our acting process? I'm going to let you answer that first.
Yeah, so I think we're just gonna kind of be a little bit more conversational, so it's not any like specific questions.
Yeah.
If after this you guys have any specific questions, either drop them in the Spotify comments, the YouTube comments, you can head over to our TikTok, it'll be on there. But yeah, so basically, I think whenever I get an audition, the first thing I do is look at the title and see if it's for anything that I know, something that I don't know. And then if it's something that I do know, then usually the first step is if it's a TV show, like say I'm going out for Vampire Diaries, which is not happening anymore, but I'm just using that as an example. I would go back and watch like one episode to, kind of get the vibe of the show and like see what they're looking for. Sometimes like my agents will give me like articles and I'll read those. If they don't, I try to find if there are any. A lot of the stuff that I end up auditioning for is like new, so a lot of it is very under wraps, and honestly they don't give like the real titles, so that's a bit of a struggle. But yeah, I would say the first big step is if it's something that's pre-existing or like a second or third movie or whatever, is I start with like getting my background information on the project. I don't know if that's like the same for you.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think whenever I have an audition, or even just like if I'm doing something in class that, I can do a quick Google search for. But yeah, like I look at the character breakdown, the plot, the storyline, and if I have a script, I'll read through that. If they provide me a script,
Yeah.
I'll read through that because that gives you like the tonality of the show, the relationships, kind of everything that you need to know to completely understand like the story and the character. And again, like you said, if it is like a reboot or something, I would definitely watch like a couple episodes of the show that it is
Like from.
rebooting from.
Mm.
But yeah, that's kind of like the initial step, just understanding like the characters, the relationships, storyline, the even like the casting, the directors, the producers, the script, just like all of like that, everything that you need to know, like the
Yeah.
basic stuff. Yeah.
I think kind of the next step, like building off of that, is looking at the character breakdown. So if you're not familiar with the character breakdown, if like you've never gotten an audition or something, or if you've just never like broken down your auditions like this, um, it's basically like, for example, it'll be like Natalie, 16, edgy, goth, whatever. And kind of just start planning the tone of your audition off of that too. Like I know for me, like I have a blue and a gray background, so for a darker character, I definitely use the gray background, and I'd plan an outfit where I'd wear like black or a navy blue or a dark green color, because I know I'm not going to wear a bright yellow top to play
Yeah.
a goth character, because I think also, and I had just saw like another podcast talk about this, um, is what, because she was like, I worked in casting, and she was like, one thing that I love is whenever the actor like builds the environment. And so I think if you don't have the budget to, have a bunch of props or, be able to film in like different locations and things like that, building an outfit that is the character is something that is so simple. And you probably have stuff in your closet already. If not, you can always like thrift. I know there's so many like good, cheap thrifting places where you can buy like a $2 like leather jacket at like Goodwill, and then that's something that that you can wear, and I think that helps to put the character together a lot,
Yeah.
before you even start working on the script too. I think building the background of the character, yeah, just before you even start like trying to break down the script and write notes all over the script and print it out and all that stuff, focus on the background of the character, because if you don't have a solid foundation of who you're stepping into, you're just going to be reading words on the page and it's going to come across as that, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, because you definitely have to take it like step by step. First step is like understanding like the show, like who everyone is, then understanding like the plot, the characters, the relationships, whatever, understanding the breakdown of your character, what they would wear, their personality, and then you go into the script and the sides that you have and kind of interpret that and kind of just figure out who, where, what,
Who, what, where, when.
who, what, where, when, why, um, background of the character, what's going on in the scene, all of that. That's kind of like after kind of like the initial background research that you have. Yeah, I think that's like the same for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and then kind of the next step once you build the foundation of the character, would be to focus on the words on the page.
Yeah.
And if they give you, if you're lucky and you get, if you're auditioning for a movie and you get the entire movie script, read that before you even read your section because oftentimes again, if you're auditioning for a movie, the scene that they're giving you to audition for will be somewhere in the movie, so you'll be able to read the scene before. Even if you only have time, I get it if you can't read like a 120-page script, before the deadline because you have a job, but read the scene before and read the scene after so you can just get like a little bit of context because whenever you act without a strong point of view, it comes across as you not making a certain like one single choice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also, like in class, we're usually only given sides, like we don't have a script. So we kind of have to create like certain things for the character. But when you do have a script, you really should take advantage of that because as actors, we have to, honor the writer and everything that they have created.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like read the script 1000% to completely understand like what they
Like what
are
is happening?
looking for, what their vision is for, the show. And it kind of also just gives you more like background and helps you a lot.
Yeah, I think, kind of building off like what you said about creating it. If you're not given the full script, um, create something regardless, because if you go into it where you still have questions to answer, things are unsure, it will read as that because a
Yeah.
lot of it is in your eyes and your eyes can't lie. And I think that's so true because if I watch back some of my self tapes, it could be the best voice acting if that makes sense, but if you look in my eyes, it looks like I'm just like
Yeah.
because I'm having no real thoughts. And if you're having those real thoughts and the wheels are turning inside of your head because you know what's happening, um, that's really important. But then, like you said, also honoring the writer's work because if in the script it says that, your mom died, but you're playing the character like your dog died, you're not going to feel those things the
Mhm.
same. Like, it's not the same level of grief. And it's
Yeah.
going to, again,
Really
come
good way to
across.
put. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna come across as that way. It's not gonna have the level of like,
Intensity
yeah,
in that case. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of goes into like character work. So like building off of that, if you don't have the script, it is completely okay to make up your own stuff as long as it
yeah,
honors the main like storyline. Like again, like
yeah,
you said, if the character's mom died, you can't make it a dog that died, So yeah, just honoring the vision, the work. Um, and then I think for me, what I do is obviously like I read all the material that's given to me. If I have the time, I read the entire script. Obviously the sides just to kind of get an understanding of the relationships. And then I look at like the action lines, what they say, what I need to know from that, what the other characters are saying, and then I kind of take all of that in, um, and how it like impacts my character, how it relates to my character. So again, like I take everything that I have gathered from the scene, the script, and then what I like to do is I have my journal. I've talked about this before in my acting journal, and I write as a character a couple pages. This really, really helps internalize the character, and just kind of takes you into a deeper level with your character. I also love to create like memories of the character using like, for example, let's say I'm portraying a teenage girl and her dad died. So a memory for me for that character could be like when she was little and she had like these good moments, these beautiful moments with her dad.
Even
Yeah,
though it's about her dad dying, it's like if you have that underneath of like this is the person that you loved so much and this is the memory that you have with them, if you're able to carry that memory into what you're saying, it will come across as so much more, I don't want to say realistic because
deeper, yeah.
it's not like realistic, like I feel like there's no like realistic in acting, but it comes across as you are the one in the story.
Yeah,
You are the one that's meant to tell the story.
that's 1000, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so like just creating those memories really makes the character more human. And that's what
Mhm.
we're trying to do, honor the character as best as we can. So creating those memories, those moments, those relationships, and making those relationships very clear allows for the character to be very layered, and it allows for the audience to see the character better, to connect with the character, and that's kind of the end goal. But yeah, so just creating like the memories, writing as the character. Um, there's a bunch of different techniques that you can do, like Meisner and stuff. But I think for me, like learning about different techniques and like taking like
Small bits from each one.
yeah, exactly. So I think in this point in my acting career, I kind of have like my own acting process, and it varies person to person. But yeah, that's kind of like the main thing for me. It's just really internalizing the character, creating memories, writing, thinking as the character, listening to music really, really helps too. I don't know what it does to the brain, but it really sets you in like the mood of the character, and that really, really helps. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do to just internalize.
Absolutely. And then I feel like the next kind of step, because I mean, I completely agree. I feel like we have a lot of the same process where, making memories, writing, I think helps, especially if you really can't get into the character. I think maybe I want to touch a little bit on the shorter time periods between getting the audition and turning it in because I've had an audition where I literally had to film it the night that I got it. And of
Yes.
course, I didn't have time to read the entire movie script because I got the audition at I think it was like 5 o'clock, and it was
Hmm.
due the next morning. I had school in the morning, um, and so I had to film it that night, obviously at like a decent time.
Yeah.
So when you get an audition that late at night, you can't read the entire script. You don't have time to, do a full character breakdown. You don't have time to work with an acting coach.
Yeah.
This it means go, 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 go. And I think for that, focusing on doing this stuff every day and work on doing this, even if you don't have something to audition for, find a TV script online and really practice these skills so that way, whenever you get the short turnaround time, you're able to just read the script a few times, memorize your lines super fast, and then once you memorize your lines, then start adding the background. Um, and the way that I kind of do that is I do make simpler choices, but I make the simple choices certain, if that makes sense. Because if you're not sure about your choices, they can tell. Like if you're unsure and unconfident in your character, it will tell. It's better to go a safer choice, to make a safer choice, but have a stable, safe choice than to make a bolder, different choice that isn't really supported with any like confidence and internalization of that. So I think whenever you have a quick turnaround, make a simpler choice. If they're talking about death, do the death of someone, like close to you or whatever. Don't try and make it like it's your second grade teacher who raised you because you're not going to be able to build that complex of a character in 2 minutes, no matter how experienced you are. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to do that in like an hour. So pick a simple choice, but be confident in your simple choice.
That's a really great point. I think also like practice is so important. Like you were saying, doing a monologue or scene every single day, and
Yeah,
doing all the character work. And I think like over time, doing auditions with quick turnaround times, I kind of get used to it, I guess. And the whole process of
I think
doing
it's easier.
in a fast pace. But yeah, like when you do have time, I think it's really important to get coached. Me and Haley both do that. It really, really helps you kind of see things about the character and the story that you probably wouldn't be able to without a coach. Um, and, you know, the coach kind of just shapes you,
And
runs you down.
yeah, I also think the type of coach that you have is
Yeah.
very, very important. We're very grateful to have the most amazing acting coach in the whole world. We
Yes.
love you. We love you, Sherry. Um, but finding an acting coach that's supportive, that knows a lot about the industry, um, that knows people in the industry, and also that doesn't have any bias.
Hmm.
Um, I think those are all really important things because if you have an acting coach that's just really mean for no reason, or if you have an acting coach that, maybe sees you as competition, they're not going to give you the best advice. And as
Yeah.
hard as it is to not to like cut ways with people or move forward or change things up, um, I think the most important thing is finding an acting studio where you feel you are getting pushed without getting bullied and also without getting, not given the best advice because
Yeah.
they are also in the field and, see you as a competition.
Yeah, 1000%, especially like do your research
Mm-hmm.
1000%. Know who these acting coaches are, their experience. But me and Haley are really grateful to know our coach, and she's very positive and she always lifts us up while pushing us at the same time. We have a beautiful community in our acting class, and yeah, I think that's really important in this industry to have that community. That we've touched on this before, but yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of want to go back to what you were talking about. You were talking about substitutions. They really help, but I think it depends person to person because, like, if someone in your scene is dying, like,
Don't use your real mom.
yeah, choosing someone from like your immediate family or whatever, it can be like emotionally like damaging. Like, you don't want to
Yeah,
do
don't,
that. It's not good. It's bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
So
do that. I think what I meant with substitution was more of like do not use someone personal. I think maybe if you are in a really good mental state and you can do that, that is great for you. Um, Personally, I'm a very sensitive person, so I cannot do that. But what I meant by like that sort of substitution was to create something. It's much easier to create a character like a mom figure in your head than it is to create a second grade teacher who cared for you like a mother who you lost contact with that died and you haven't and you regret not reaching out to her in your adulthood. Like it's going to be so much harder to create that character, so just create a simpler person to think about if that
yeah,
makes.
yeah, no, I completely agree with you. But yeah, it's important to remember both points.
I kind of want to go back to what you were talking about like the monologues every day. I think that's something that helped me whenever I first really started taking film and TV seriously because I had always done like commercials and that's such a different style of acting because you're not really talking often and stuff like that and it's very like much more like big.
Yeah, it's like
So I think yeah. So like it's just like a completely different thing. So I think whenever I was transitioning to film and TV, something that helped me was genuinely just looking at monologues on Pinterest and Google and whatever websites and every single night before I went to bed I would do one comedy monologue, one drama monologue. And that really really helped me
yeah,
improve on my own because I was constantly just practicing because acting is a muscle. It really is. Like the skill it is part skill, it is part being naturally good at it, but it's also a muscle. And if you don't work that muscle, because like this is a good example for it. Everybody has abs, but if you don't work out, you're not going to see them.
hmm,
So do with that what you will.
it's
Like you can if you have a natural talent for it and if you want to act, you can. But if you're not exercising that muscle, you're not going to be able to.
yeah. And I've heard this a lot of times. It's literally like a sport. Like, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes persistence. Like, you really just have to be working on that muscle every single day, just like you would in a sport, you know, getting better every single day, because it's not like overnight. A lot of people think that, you know, like, oh, like I don't need acting class, like I can do it myself. Doing acting classes, reading
It doesn't.
books, watching YouTube videos, doing everything to be the best actor that you can possibly be is really, really important. And like how you were saying you used to do monologues, um, I remember that like in the Facebook groups that I had, I would like tape myself doing a monologue. I remember like my first one being like the Hunger Games one. I did that and I just like posted that on the Facebook group. I think I made my own monologue one time too. That was not great, but I posted that and I would get like literally paragraphs of feedback, and that really, really helped me. I would do scenes too. So again, we talked about this before, but Facebook groups really, really do help in all aspects, whether it's business or the craft. Um, and then I think what I used to do also, and we've talked about this before as well, is watching like actors on actors, the round table. I love like I taking notes on that, going back to that. So I would literally just search up like acting videos and like literally people speaking about their experience as actors, and literally just taking notes and notes and notes on that. And that really helps like see like different people's perspectives, different people's journeys. And it kind of helps you kind of point you in the right direction in your own journey.
Absolutely. And I think also like once you're able to learn how to critique other people, learn to critique yourself, put yourself on tape and be able to look at yourself and genuinely critique yourself. And that doesn't mean being overly, you know, cocky or overly judgmental of yourself, but learn how to judge people, how to learn how to judge other people so that you can learn how to judge yourself. Like one thing that we do in acting class that we'll share is like two compliments. So give yourself two compliments. I like give yourself for everything that you have to say that was bad about your self tape, you have to give yourself one compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're never going to grow if you're just being overly judgmental, and you're also never going to grow if you're just like, oh my God, this was amazing. I've made so much progress.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to look at both sides and be able to like constructively like make a conclusion and correct yourself. Because also like a note that I've gotten from a few directors that I've worked with is that I was easy to correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also a skill, and that's also something that you want, because whenever you're working on sets, especially if you're new, it's going to be a little bit less collaborative, and it's going to be a little bit more, you know, like listen to what the director says, listen to what the producers are telling you. So in order to be able to do that, you have to be someone that can look at yourself from an outside view to be able to like correct yourself.
Yeah, 1000%. I think not taking it too personally when you're acting, like you're trying to be as true and as honest to your character as possible. So forget how you look, first of all. If you focus on how you look on camera, that like you can't get anywhere from that. You have to let go of other people judging you, you know, being embarrassing, whatever. Like you have to let go of that. I think that's so important in acting. Like it's not embarrassing. Like me and Haley, we've both done like crazy scenes, crazy dramatic scenes where we're like screaming, crying, doing crazy, crazy stuff. But like we're not embarrassed from that, because we're trying to be as true and honest to our character as possible. And we've seen this in class too. Like people are not afraid and embarrassed to be as true and honest to their character, and that's so important. I think in the beginning, like I remember like it was a little awkward, but then I realized like as I've grown, it's so important, because at the end of the day, like the people that you're playing are meant to be shown as real humans and real people, have a bunch of different layers to them. So being able to show that is really, really important.
Absolutely. But also the character isn't you. So if you think it's embarrassing you, it's not, you shouldn't be embarrassed. Maybe your character should be, but use that in your scene. But you shouldn't be embarrassed. Because like the thing is like, okay, like right now, of course, like I don't want to look bad. Like this is going to go on social media, whatever. But if I'm as me, and that's me. But if I'm playing Stephanie, Stephanie might want to break down in her sweatpants with no makeup on, and I'm gonna give Stephanie that full ability to do that.
Exactly. You have to bring the attention away from yourself when you're playing a character. Like right now, we are Aditi and Haley.
We're being more conscious of ourselves than we would be if we were acting.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, let go of any, like, obviously, like, there's gonna be nerves and stuff when you're performing in the beginning, but just remembering why you're doing it and being as honest to the character as you can is very, very important. I think also, like, if you want to improve your craft, like, along with, like, watching videos and stuff, is reading books. I think reading books has, like, really helped me. I have the Howard Fine book. It's really, really good. He's a really amazing coach. I think he's a pretty well-known coach too, and he explains a lot in his books, and it honestly has really helped me. So if you like reading, if it's something you're into, then definitely read books. It really does help. Yeah.
I think also looking up, this is just a good way to also get motivated. Look up like YouTube videos of actors on set vlogs.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're new to going on set, it teaches you, free common terms on set and, how to be, how to act, what's going to happen. It, kind of sets your expectations. And then also it's just really good motivation because it's like, wow, I want to do that. And then it'll also give you a feel of like if it's something that you actually want to do because you might enjoy acting, but maybe, film acting isn't for you. Maybe you don't like the set life. And then, try and find like a musical theater actor day in the life and see, maybe you might be like, yeah, I don't like set acting, but I want to do musical theater. And
yeah, one I recommend is watch Karen Gillan. She played Nebula on in the Marvel franchise, and she has like a full like week in the life as her, like, literally going on the set of like the Marvel movies that she's on. It's really, really cool.
Those ones are really good. You put me onto those. I think also Madeline Pett.
Yes, I loved watching her.
I don't know if that's how you say her last name, but she's gorgeous. She was on Riverdale and she filmed a few day in the life vlogs on Riverdale. And then the actress that played Olivia on All American, cannot remember her in real life name, but I love her. And if you look her up, let me find her name really fast.
You'll find it.
She has so many on-set vlogs of what it's like. And so let me find her name really fast. I love her. She's so gorgeous and
It's
cute.
literally so cool though.
Greta, I don't know how to say her last name, but Greta, if you look her up, guys, she has really, really, oh, my cracked
Greta
screen.
Onyagu, I think that's how she says it, but I don't quote me on that.
Yeah, go look at her vlogs. Her vlogs were the ones that really made me be like, oh my god, this is what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's what I want
I
to do.
agree.
I love her.
It was like her, Madeline Petch, and Karen Gillan. Like,
Yeah.
I literally,
Those, the big three.
yeah, it's so, like, it makes you feel like you're there, and it's just, like, very inspiring, and, like, kind of,
It is. It gave me so much motivation.
literally, yeah.
And also honorable mention, Michaela Lizak.
Yes.
She does a lot of good acting tips. I love her.
Yeah.
She even has like I think one or two on-set vlogs. One was of her filming like Grey's Anatomy.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
yeah, definitely recommend her. I love her.
Michaela Lizak kind of, like, well, I don't think she acts anymore, but she has, like, a lot of writing stuff, too, and she talks
Yeah,
about
and she
politics.
goes to USC.
So if you're, like, a teenage actor or actress, she's really, really helpful. I love her.
Yeah, especially if you're like transitioning and wanting to go to like film school, she has like a lot of, or if you're in film school, she has a lot of tips for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Michaela Lizak, Greta, Madeline, and
Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan. Those are all of our recommendations. We will try and link them below on YouTube. I don't know if we can on Spotify. But yeah, go to our YouTube channel, watch the video, and then we'll have their channels linked in our description for you guys because we want you guys to check out other people other than just us and, kind of form your own opinions because I think that's another thing that's important. And I kind of just want to close off with that. Make sure you form your own opinions on the acting industry Everything we say in these episodes is completely our opinions. We are not claiming to be professionals. We're not telling you to take our advice 100%. This is just our personal experiences and we want to share them with y'all. And if you happen to learn something, that's great. If you're just here for entertainment or, you don't learn anything, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and if you guys have any questions for us, we are happy to help.
Yeah. Yeah, so just like if you have any questions, like TikTok, YouTube, I don't know if you can ask questions, can you? You can leave comments on
Yeah,
Spotify.
you can comment on Spotify.
Instagram, literally anywhere, just reach out to us. We will be very happy to help you guys out. That's what we're here for. So yeah, I hope that you took away a thing or two from this episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
And
Love
we
you.
love you. Bye.